My friend Jake invited me and a few others to his house for a sleepover. We were all excited because Jake's house was huge and his parents were away for the weekend. It was the perfect setup for a fun night. The evening started off great. We played video games, watched movies, and ate way too many snacks. Around midnight, we decided to tell scary stories. The lights were off, and we only had a couple of flashlights to create the right spooky atmosphere. We took turns sharing ghost stories, each one scarier than the last. Jake's house, being old and creaky, made the stories even more terrifying. Every little noise made us jump, but we were having a blast. Then Jake told us about a strange incident that happened in his house a long time ago. He said that an old woman who used to live there had mysteriously disappeared. Some people believed she still haunted the place. We laughed it off, thinking it was just another made-up story. After a while, we decided to play hide and seek. We turned off all the lights, making it more challenging and spooky. I found a great hiding spot in the basement. It was dark and cold, but I thought it was perfect. As I crouched behind some old boxes, I heard footsteps above me. I held my breath, trying to stay as quiet as possible. The footsteps grew louder and then stopped. I waited, expecting to hear Jake or one of the others calling out that they had found me, but there was only silence. Suddenly, I heard a soft whisper. It was so faint, I could barely make out the words. It sounded like someone calling my name. I felt a chill run down my spine. I peeked out from behind the boxes and saw a shadowy figure standing at the top of the stairs. I thought it was Jake trying to scare me, so I called out to him. "Jake, is that you?" I asked, but there was no response. The figure didn't move. I felt a knot of fear tightening in my stomach. Something didn't feel right. I decided to make a run for it. I darted up the stairs, but when I reached the top, the figure was gone. I found Jake and the others in the living room. They looked at me with concern when they saw how scared I was. I told them what had happened, and Jake's face went pale. He swore he hadn't been near the basement. We decided to stick together for the rest of the night. We locked all the doors and windows, trying to shake off the eerie feeling. But then, strange things started happening. The lights flickered and we heard strange noises coming from the walls. Suddenly, the TV turned on by itself, showing static. We all jumped, staring at the screen in horror. Then we heard a loud bang from upstairs. It sounded like something heavy had fallen. We knew we had to check it out, but none of us wanted to go alone. With trembling hands, we grabbed flashlights and slowly made our way upstairs. The hallway was dark and eerie. We checked each room, but everything seemed normal. Just as we were about to head back downstairs, we heard a creaking sound from the attic. The attic door was slightly ajar. We gathered our courage and opened it. The attic was filled with old furniture and dusty boxes. As we shone our flashlights around, we saw something that made our blood run cold. In the corner of the attic, an old rocking chair was moving back and forth, as if someone invisible was sitting in it. We stared in horror, unable to move. Suddenly, the chair stopped, and the attic fell silent. We bolted out of the attic and ran downstairs, not stopping until we were back in the living room. We spent the rest of the night huddled together, too scared to sleep. The next morning, we packed up and left Jake's house as quickly as we could. I've never gone back to Jake's house, and I don't think I ever will. Whatever was in that house, it wasn't just a ghost story. If you're ever at a sleepover and things start to get creepy, trust your instincts and get out of there.